Hi, I'm Lynn Vieira. Welcome to my kitchen. Today we are going to make turkey meatloaf, and not some humdrum turkey meatloaf, because turkey can be really boring. I'm kicking it up a little bit with some toasted pine nuts, some currants, and I'm going to make a spicy glaze for the top. So this is something that you really want to try at home, and you can really vary it based on the ingredients that you like, but I'm going to show you my version and you can mix it up how you like. So the first thing we're going to do is make the glaze, and this is very simple, and again you can moderate the heat on this, but what I have here is I have 3/4 of a cup of tomato. So it can be ground tomato or crushed tomato or tomato sauce, whatever it happens to be. And then I have 1/4 of a cup of Chipotle in adobo sauce, and basically, it comes in a can like this, and it's in the international aisle in your grocery store. And what this is it's smoked jalapeno peppers, and then they're in this spicy sauce. So what I did is I pureed the pepper with the sauce in it. Now, if you want it a little less spicy, you can just use the sauce, or just use the tomato, or even use ketchup. But I think that the kick of it is really nice. And then I'm also going to put in some brown sugar to give it a little sweetness, and some Dijon mustard. So you're not cooking this, all you're doing is heating it so that the sugar just dissolves into the mixture. So it just really just takes a couple seconds, and then when this is done you're going to put it aside and let it come to room temperature while you work on the rest of the meatloaf. Okay, now we are going to make our meatloaf. Seems like a lot of ingredients, but it's really not, and you can minimize some of these if you don't want. So first we're going to start with a whole onion. Anything that's in here, you want to kind of dice it up as small as possible because it's going to get, you don't want big chunks of onion when you bite into your meatloaf. So we got the onion, and we got some carrot. This is 1 carrot. A couple cloves of garlic. Then for moisture, we have some applesauce. Nice fresh applesauce. And then I have some pine nuts here. I've toasted these a little bit just in a dry pan, just until you start to see the oils. Some fresh thyme. Some currants. You can just use raisins as well, but I like currants because they're smaller. It's really the only reason. 1 egg, slightly beaten. Some cinnamon. A little bit of allspice, just a pinch. This is fresh breadcrumbs. I used an Italian bread, took the outside off, so it's just the inside of the bread here. So that's about 1/2 cup. A big pinch of salt, that's sea salt, but you can use whatever salt you have, and then some freshly ground pepper. Okay, so what I like to do is I like to mix all that together first, just to bring it together so that when I put the turkey in, it'll coat evenly. Smells really good. The applesauce, I can smell it. Okay, so now we are ready for our 1.5 pounds of turkey. I like to use the dark meat because it stays more moist. Just dump that in. And I'm going to work it in a little bit with my spoon first, but to be honest, you really just got to get in there with your hand, because you can fold in the ingredients a lot easier. All right, so that's what I'm going to do now. Roll up my sleeve and just fold it in. And if you find it's a little bit watery, you can put in a little bit more breadcrumbs, but I've made this a few times recently and it seemed like 1/2 cup worked really well. So now we're just going to put it in a pan. Let me wipe my hands for a second. And what I've done is I've taken some canola oil and I just poured a little in the bottom of the pan, and then I took a paper towel and just took out the excess. And now we are going to put in our meatloaf. And just, smooth it out to the corners. Make sure it's even. Okay. And just put our glaze on top. And this will be ready to go. You're going to put it into a preheated 400-degree oven for about 50 minutes or until it's bubbling nicely. We are ready to bake. So here you go. We have our turkey meatloaf with pine nuts and currants and some thyme and a chipotle glaze. So what I like to do is sometimes if you cut it right now, it falls apart a little bit. So give it about, 20 minutes and then slice it and it'll be ready to eat.